It is a beautiful night for baseball, and we're also about to make a little history as we will be sending one team to the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Alaska and Seattle are about to compete for that coveted spot. One of these two teams is about to head to San Bernardino.
This is where fantasy and reality come together. And this year, it is bigger and better than ever.
It's been a magical summer already, and these teams don't want it to end. They've come so far.
It's over!
But the field of their dreams is in Williamsport.
And he crushes, my goodness.
And they're almost there.
Leap, and it's gone! It got out of here!
Keep on playing. Keep on winning.
It's gone!
And all their dreams will come true.
Hawaii wins the World Championship again.
It is that magical time of year where we are about to send a team to Williamsport for the Little League World Series. Alaska and Washington have survived the competition in the Northwest, and they are about to compete for that coveted spot in Williamsport. Alaska surviving an elimination game last night against Idaho, back to face Washington. However, it is winner take all tonight to go to the Little League World Series. So, hey, everybody, Sam Gore along with Jess Mendoza. And, Jess, if you're the manager of one of these two teams, what are you telling this group of 10 to 12-year-olds with so much on the line?
This is championship time. You've made it to the regional championship, and I think just eliminating the fact that whatever you've done until now, it don't matter. You win this game regardless of your record, you're going to Williamsport. And for these two teams, there's a lot of familiarity. So for these managers, they're reminding them, hey, you just faced off. In fact, on Monday, this is when Alaska and Washington went head-to-head. Both of them hadn't lost a game up until this point, and it was Trey Kirchhoff. He was lights out on the mound. He had 9 Ks in just 3 2/3 innings, and it was the Washington offense that then got going in the 3rd and the 5th innings. In fact, they scored 5 runs in the 3rd, 4 more runs in the 5th inning, and it was the big bats, Larson Eng, Nathan Ehrlichman, 3 RBIs to really put the game away. And remember, this Washington team, they have outscored their opponents 21-0. They're hoping to keep it rolling to Williamsport.
Well, Trey Kirchhoff has become a bona fide star in this region. He has started every game. He's yet to give up a run on the mound. And by the way, he is 3 for 3 at bat. The other pitcher tonight for Alaska will be Cole Seymour. Now, Cole, this will be his 2nd time facing this Washington team. He is also a threat from the plate. He homered in Game 1. So everybody is fired up. History is on the line. A first-time bid in the Little League World Series for both these teams on the line. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN are brought to you by One Key, rewards on any way you travel. And speaking of traveling, Alaska's traveled a long way here, and they're hoping that their bats wake up tonight, Jess.
When you think about their opening game, it was fireworks. They had 9 hits, 10 runs versus Idaho, but it's been a tale of 2 different teams. In fact, you saw the runs that they put up against Idaho in that opener, and it did not continue in their game against Washington. Talked about a little bit on Monday, just a 1 hit, no runs. A lot of that was the pitching. And then you think about it, too, versus Idaho in their last game. Even though they won this game late, they scored 2 runs later in the game. Their bats were very quiet until they got to extra innings.
Well, here's a look at their offense by game, just kind of backing up what you said, 10 runs in that first game, 2 in the second game. And they are going to be facing a tough pitcher tonight. Here's the batting order that will try to put some runs on the board. That's Ollie Owens there swinging the bat. He'll be leading things off. They get power from Brito and Seymour in that 3 and 4 spot. Damrell also carries with it a big stick. But how about the pitcher that they will be facing for a second time, Cole Seymour?
Well, Trey Kershaw has been the best athlete on the field. They say that not just can he pitch, but everything that he can do all around. He's shown it, though, on the mound with a big swing and miss, and he's lit up the strike zone. In fact, in the opener against Oregon, 35 pitches, 27 of them were strikes. Comes right at hitters. You see the big smile there. He got to 50 pitches in the last game against Alaska, so they could save him for right now in the championship.
Yeah, Kershaw's becoming a name that is well known even before the Little League World Series. Here's a look at his numbers through 2 games. No one has scored on him yet, and he started every game. So Kirchhoff with the pressure on, ready to face the first batter of the game. It'll be Ollie Owens for Washington. And we're underway to determine who goes to the Little League World Series. Ollie Owens never got to tell his joke, Jess. So let me start the night with some laughs here. Why are stadiums so cold?
Don't know.
Because they have so many fans. That was the joke that he submitted on his questionnaire.
This off early.
Yeah, the 11-year-old. Pretty funny. That's right off the face mask of home plate umpire P.J. Schneider.
Remember the 6 o'clock game time start. You're going to see the pitcher probably just this inning start in the sun, but go into the shadows. It's always hard, especially 46 feet away. Because the ball, it changes, you lose it. You start it super bright white ball. They're glaring off the sun. You see exactly right now. In fact, probably by the time we get to the bottom of this inning, it'll be gone. So advantage right now, Washington. Because then when it gets into the shadows, Sam, it's tough to pick up. You're already having to react really quick.
Kirchhoff's 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Ollie Owens doing a good job hanging in there at this at bat. Ollie, 4 feet 9 inches tall, 80 pounds, but packs a huge punch. He leads the team in hit by pitches this year. Outside, didn't get the call. It has been so much fun to watch Kirchhoff in the first 2 games on the mound. But it's always interesting to see how pressure is handled. And Owens lifts that to center field for the base hit. Brooks Shuey comes in and makes the play, and a leadoff single for Ollie Owens.
They didn't have their first hit until the 4th inning, and here they do it, the leadoff batter. How about Ollie Owens? 2 strikes, he just battles this off his hands. Kirchhoff trying to get in the kitchen, but Owens battling off a few foul balls to get to that pitch, finds grass, and they've got a leadoff batter on.
That's Ollie Owens' first hit of the week as well. He was the only player to get up 3 times against Idaho yesterday, but couldn't get a hit squared around the bunts. Cole McDonald lays down a nice one. Kirchhoff will go to second and got him. Heads up play by Kirchhoff.
Washington told us this is their best athlete on the field. A lot of times you will see the pitcher be that athlete. Does a great job coming off the mound, making this play.
Cleto Brito will be the batters. We take another look at this bunt.
It takes away the sacrifice, too. I mean, you think about this. Leadoff batter gets on, a beautiful play. Take away that ability to get in a runner in scoring position.
Brito was the hero on the mound last night, the winning pitcher against Idaho. Struck out 9, only faced 21 batters in a complete game shutout. Outside. And you have a lot of weight with Cleto Brito, Jess, because all it took was for you to say that you liked his hair out instead of in braids. And he came right back in the next game and had it flowing.
He said that's what they had heard us say when he had it in braids. And that was the game that they lost. And now, I mean, we hear about superstitions, but I love the flow. Let it rock.
He's a star in the making as well. He goes down on strikes, however, as pitch. Kirchhoff gets his first strikeout of the game, 2 down.
I think he bumped that one up about 3 miles an hour too. He added a little extra something because Cleto Brito is the big dog in this lineup, backed up from Cole Seymour, who's up right now. These are the 2 big hitters in their lineup.
Seymour will be on the mound when Alaska plays defense. And Seymour rips this one into left field. Ryland Jackson barely had to move. That was a hot shot. And so 2 hits here in the first inning for Alaska. That is going to make their manager very happy that they're putting the bat on the ball.
Think about how big, too, not being able to get that runner to second base, because this would have been their first run of the game. And you look at just his hands getting to this fastball. How about being aggressive, too? First pitch swinging. Cole Seymour, remember the familiarity. They faced Kirchhoff back on Monday. They know what he's going to bring. But, again, Kirchhoff getting that lead runner out saved a run to this point, because that would have scored a run on that base hit.
Runners at first and second now. No one scored on Kirchhoff. Yeah, this is James Damrell, and he is a big-time power threat for this Alaska team. His nickname is Brother Bear. He is the biggest player on this team. Call him their gentle giant, but he can crush the ball. That's outside. It's interesting to me because these teams just did not know anything about each other when they got here, which is very unusual. And now I wonder if they picked up any tendencies with Kirchhoff trying to pitch to Damrell. Two and one.
I think the biggest thing is just fearlessness. They looked a little shell-shocked when they faced him on Monday, and he was attacking the zone. They had a lot of strikeouts looking. In fact, of the 9 Ks, 7 of them were looking. So right now you're seeing a lot more swings.
There's another one, and Kirchhoff gets out of trouble. Alaska leaves 2 on, but got 2 hits in the top of the first.
Trey Kirchhoff bringing the velocity, elevation to get the big bat. James Damrell out swinging.
Alaska gets a couple of hits, no runs. However, time to see this powerful Washington offense. Jess, they have put up a lot of runs since they got to San Bernardino.
You know, Sam, it's incredible because you think that they've played 10 games. When you look at their offense and the amount of runs that they've put up, 21 runs over just those 2 games. And the biggest thing that impressed me, their game against Alaska, was the bottom of the lineup. We talk a lot about the big dogs in the middle, but it was actually the bottom of the lineup that got that run production started. So they're very strong throughout.
Cole Seymour will be the pitcher that is going to have to face this offense. Nolan Chang will be the first batter. Chang is 3 for 5 coming into tonight. And here's a look at that batting order. He is an excellent leadoff hitter. And then Kirchhoff, I mentioned, is incredible at the plate as well. He's 3 for 3 coming into this championship. This is just the 3rd game for this team, which is why you don't have a lot of at-bats. And with the continuous batting order, you're lucky to get up 3 times in a game. But for Cole Seymour, we'll see what he has in store for this team a second time, Jess.
Yeah, and you remember, too, that game against Washington, he actually silenced these bats the first 2 innings. His stuff looks strong. Sat a couple of their batters down. It wasn't until their 3rd inning he started to lose a little bit of that control. We talked about the bottom of the lineup. But for him, I think he wanted a second chance at this team, and he's going to get it in this one.
So Chang, the lefty leadoff hitter. Swimmer as well. A lot of these players so good in other sports.
I like about Nolan Chang at the plate. You watch, he starts his hands really low. He's got the fastest hands on this team. You'll see how quickly he can get his barrel to just about anything.
Takes a strike. And Chang Brito comes over, gets a glove on it, but can't make the play. And a base hit for Nolan Chang.
Nolan Chang's not going to have a big swing. He trusts his hands. And I talked about them kind of being a little lower in the zone. It's where he starts them. And he's just bats the ball. You see where his hands start? He's not trying to power this to a gap. He's trying to poke it through the middle. It's a beautiful job. He's 4 for 6 this week. 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. He's been hot for this Washington team to start him off.
An incredible leadoff hitter. He's done exactly what you want your leadoff hitter to do. And Trey Kirchhoff will try to bring him around now. Kirchhoff, the leader of this team. Hard shot down the left field line, foul ball, but they say that we go as Trey goes. He is the leader of this team, best athlete on the field, as you touched on earlier. Sort of does everything, leads by example for this team.
This is a very aggressive, swinging Washington team.
Yeah, they'll go after that first pitch a lot. Throw goes down to first, gets away from Damrell, and the throw into second. Chang pops up, but is going to hold there. So runner in scoring position now for Washington with no outs here in the bottom of the first.
Talked about their aggressiveness in the batter's box, but how about on the base pass? I mean, Chang gets back, and this is going right to Brant Robinson in right field, but Chang takes off. Error actually will go to the catcher, Tyler McDonald.
Kirchhoff, a 2-time home run champion in his local Little League. Takes a strike, and he goes down. Big pitch by Seymour.
Huge out. How a little two-seam action. Look at the run on this pitch. You see the grip right there, and that's, I think, what froze up Trey Kirchhoff is Cole Seymour being able to locate that pitch. A little late action there, 46 feet, but still got that run for strike 3.
Owen Luke takes another strike. Seymour trying to keep this powerful Washington offense off the board here in the bottom of the first. Runner on scoring position, 1 out. Nolan Chang standing at second. Talked about how fast his hands are. He's also speedy on the bases as well. And that is lifted out into the outfield to center field. Hits the fence. It's going to be a multiple base hit. Chang will score. He was waved home. Now let's see. He's going to get to go home. Ball went into the dugout. He'll get the base. And it's an inside the park homer by virtue of that.
Literally the definition of a Little League home run. The ball gets away. It's a triple with an error to score him. But how about the pop? Look at the swing. It's like a half swing. He doesn't even finish it. This just gives you an idea of the power of Owen Luke. Barely gets through it. Hits it all the way to the fence, just past the glove of Jaden Wheeldon out in center field. And then once the throw that goes away, the error is what allows him to come home and score.
So right away, Washington jumping into the scoring column, 1-0, and there's manager Levi Robinson. Well, listen in.
You sure? Hey, way to run that thing down. That was a tough ball. That thing flew a lot further than I thought it was going to. You tracked it down good. You want to jog a little bit? Show me you can run. You all right? All right. I know you got that one next time, boy. All right, coming right back at you. Here we go.
And he was just checking on Jaden Wheeldon, the center fielder. Yeah, that's the man of the moment right there, Owen Luke.
Sam, how impressive was that? I mean, it almost left the yard, and he didn't even get a full swing. I mean, that just shows how powerful and strong.
I love how aggressive this Washington team is. They just jump on the ball. They are fearless. I think that was the word you used earlier. It's so appropriate. So we'll see how Seymour comes back from that. Larson Ng up to bat now. Ng has done a good job at bat this week. 2 for 4. He's driven in 4 RBIs Also pitches as well and could come in relief. Takes a strike, 2-2. Seymour trying to get out of a jam here, 2-2. Struck him out.
How about that for Cole Seymour? He gives up that huge hit, comes back to another big bat in this lineup, and just attacks the strike zone. To be honest, the only reason Washington has had the 2 hits is that they shortened up their swings. Seymour's got awesome stuff right now. You have a big swing, you're not hitting him.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Jess. This Washington team, they have such high baseball IQ. They've been playing together for a long time as a group. This is the catcher, Nathan Ehrlichman, who's an incredible piano player. We'll show you more of that a little bit later. Already touched on how fast he solves the Rubik's Cube. Under 20 seconds, his fastest 9.6 seconds. Three and 0. He was taken all the way, 3-1. So 20 pitches already for Seymour in this inning. That gets away from McDonald, but nobody on base except now for Ehrlichman, who draws the walk. Matthew Fisher stepping in now. He is one of those players that has played for Coach Shuey since he was tiny. Puts this into center field. And Wilden gets it on the first bounce. Base hit. And the rally going now for Washington. Runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Doesn't even waste any time. First pitch. I mean, look how relaxed Matt Fisher is, too. Just takes this ball right where it was coming from, up the middle. Beautiful swing, an easy swing. Again, these aren't big, I'm trying to hit a home run swings. This is just make contact, get the barrel there. That's exactly what Fisher did.
Now, don't blink or you miss an at-bat for Washington. They are up there with a mission. Here's Brett Taylor. And Taylor swinging on the first pitch as well. Puts it in to right center. The right fielder Robinson comes over. Run will score. So Washington having a huge bottom of the first now, 3-0 already.
I think the biggest thing is the aggressiveness, and we've seen it now with all pitch locations. Watch this one kind of come in on the hands. Beautiful job staying inside the ball, finding a way to get the barrel there, hands close to the body, getting it out to the grass, and another run comes in for Washington.
Yeah, Nathan Ehrlichman, a little collision there with the catcher. Good piece of hitting by Brett Taylor. And now it's Brooks Shuey, son of the manager Christian Shuey. Brooks, how about that favorite movie Caddyshack? His favorite actor is Bill Murray. That's follows suit.
Some good parenting happening.
There's Dr. Christian Shuey, dentist in Bellevue, Washington. Wanted us to make sure we told all of his patients and staff how much he appreciated their patience with him spending so much time with these boys this summer.
I hope they're all watching too.
One thing I learned in talking to him, Jess, I don't want to be one of his patients late in the day, because he said he has to race out of the office to get to practice. So I don't think I'd want to be one of those last patients. Sorry, Dr. Shuey. I think I've just revealed a little secret. One and two, 2 outs. And that's low, good eye. I just couldn't get that corner, and a full count now. Cole Seymour desperate to try to get out of this inning. He's already pitched 30 pitches now. That's on the ground to third. It is fair. Brito runs it down, run scores. Fisher crossed the plate, and Washington continues to pile it on here in the bottom of the first. 2-run score, 5-0.
Good 2-strike hitting. You see how he's crowding the plate and just literally pokes this one down the third base line. Barely fair. Hits the bag, in fact. Scores another run for Washington.
Come on, let's go. Don't walk. Go.
What wouldn't have happened if he called strikes here on
Well, hey, so are we going to talk about the past or the future? All right, so how do we get out of this right here? Keep throwing strikes. Keep throwing strikes. We're going to get a ground ball. Hey, it's a long game. There's no need for that in this inning. We got time to work this back. We just got to get out of here, all right? So we're going to throw strikes, ground ball, get the out, and we're going to get back in there and start banging, okay? Can we do that? But it takes each and every one of you, all right? So chatter it up here. Let's make a great play. Come on. Hey, you're doing fantastic. Look at me. You're doing fantastic. Keep doing it.
Hats off to these managers. I have been so inspired and impressed the whole week. Every game I've watched, to a manager, they are so positive, so reassuring when they come out to the mound. I have not heard one negative word said to any of these players, even in motivation.
I like hearing the real, too. I mean, there's some frustration mixed in from the players. You know, you hear that coming out. And as a manager, coach, you got to quickly, hey, calm down, and we got you. Like, let's go. It's not easy to do.
Rylan Jackson up to bat now. And Seymour a little frustrated out there. Ahead in the count, though, 1-2.
I like that Seymour just keeps throwing strikes, and he has some good movement on his fastballs, and a lot of these hits have been not like just absolutely crushed, just putting the ball in play.
Seymour fields it, whips it to first, and gets him. Now they're gonna, let's see, he was called out, and there's a little bit of a question as to whether first baseman came off the bag there. Damrell was the first baseman.
Hit the ball off his leg is what Jackson's trying to say. His foot might have gotten his toe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So he's coming back. 1-2, the count stays. 2 outs. Over to third. Owens to first base. Gets him. Well, the triple got it started, Jess.
I like calling a Little League home run just the way that Owen Luke, you think about the bat to ball skills, getting this one, poking it out to center field to get Washington going. It was a 5-run first inning with 5 hits. All started with Luke coming home.
I want to buy some ice cream from these guys. Hey, you want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball? Visit playlittleLeague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. Now, where were these guys when I played? You had to walk up to a concession stand when I was a kid. This would have been
They're
way
bringing
more
everything
fun.
in the snakes. I love it. This kid's like, no, this is like mama's laughing. Oh, that is great. Here we go. It's a friendly snake.
We got to get a couple of those wigs, Jess. Just get in character. That'd be fun.
I'm in.
All right. Kyler McDonald, catcher, up to bat. McDonald, he is the player that has fascinated me all week because he drinks a Red Bull as his pregame ritual. Do you have a superstition, Jess, or a pregame ritual?
Braids, like tons.
Okay.
So I would go whatever my number was, which was 21. So I'd do 21 braids, and I'd wear them all summer long. And if we didn't lose, they stayed in. So that got pretty interesting. But yeah, superstitions are real in the bat and ball sports. They really help too.
The two most common are not washing the uniform and not cutting your hair. So I did not wash my uniform today. I didn't cut my hair. I ate the same thing I had for dinner last night. So I'm hoping for a good show, but I've already messed up a couple of times, so I may need to change it around.
Team North Carolina.
Big pitch. Strikeout. As Kirchhoff blows it by the batter, McDonald.
And Kirchhoff's been elevating the fastball. Kind of a different look than what we saw the last time against Alaska. That fastball is actually more down in the zone. You're seeing it more top of zone, which the velocity he's bringing even harder to catch up to.
3 strikeouts already for Kirchhoff. On top of the second, he has a 5-0 cushion as he faces Brance Robinson. Robinson, a bona fide theme park aficionado, the one person in history he would most like to meet, Walt Disney. And swings 0-2.
Gosh, I love that. I mean, that to me, we are a family of Disney. Absolutely working for ESPN, but that'd be definitely bucket list.
Got him. Robinson goes down on strikes, and Kirchhoff punches out the first 2 batters.
Well, they aimed that fastball again, except went way out of the zone.
Wonder what kind of chatter's going on in that dugout right now when you're facing a pitcher like Kirchhoff. Here's Rochelo.
This is when you need your positive players, like the ones that are always seeing the good. And it's really easy to let that negative just spread throughout the dugout. Oh, man. Start blaming people, blaming the umpire. Yeah. That's what naturally will happen. So when you can have players on your team that are going to say, hey, we got this, or, you know what, we got 2 outs right now, but we're the best 2-out hitting team in the whole Northwest. It's important to be able to keep that conversation going and not fall into, yeah, you're right, gosh, that umpire, or man, I wish I had gotten that call, or believe.
Oh, 0-2. Kirchhoff has 3 strikeouts in a row going right now, and make it 4 in a row. He strikes out the side.
I talked about the elevated fastball. That was the first 2 strikeouts, and how about the breaking ball? Drops this one in. Haven't seen a whole lot of it. Breaks it out here in the 2nd inning to strike out the side for Washington.
$5-0 Washington with history on the line. Both of these teams seeking a berth in the Little League World Series for the first time in their history. Yeah, we're still looking for that first home run, but Washington's done a good job putting runs on the board. Cole Seymour still on the mound. Will be facing Calvin Shumway coming up.
Pretty incredible when you look at the numbers. First 2 games, 20 hits, 21 runs. And again, that looks like 10 games, not just 2. And then tonight already 5 spot both on hits and the runs.
Shumway, how about that favorite food? Salmon pesto pasta.
It's getting fancy.
He's a funny guy. His favorite subject in school is ceramics. I don't know about you, but ceramics was not offered at any level in my schooling.
Sounds amazing. I need a class description.
Yeah. But the funniest thing he put on his questionnaire when we asked his special talent, he said, my sister says I'm really good at creative insults. That gets away from Damrell. Damrell will rifle it down to first and still get the out. Shumway's gone. Creative insults. All right. Good play by Damrell behind the plate to track that down. Damrell was at first. He's now moved to catcher.
Yeah, think the reason why Shumway didn't run is he thought he had held up, so he was trying to kind of sell that, and then the whole dugout's like, no, 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 you got to get to first base. You went around, especially once the umpire made the move that he had swung.
Jammerl again, the biggest player on this team, now crouching behind the plate. Campbell Foster, the batter. Foster, you hear these stories at this age. He's grown 6 inches since last season and has propelled him to the all-star level this summer. He's an incredible football player. He's been invited to several elite football camps this summer. He's a quarterback. Well, Seymour wanted that one.
He's done a good job of controlling any kind of frustration. What I love about Seymour is that right there. You don't get the call you want. We've seen pitchers just their whole body language, shoulders start coming down. Seymour's like, give me the ball, I'll throw it right back there. And he's done an awesome job of responding to what Washington's done.
44 pitches, 28 strikes. This one's fouled off. Foster hit .500 this year in his Little League season and throughout the All-Star season. Here, though, he's looking for his first hit. Up the middle, right back at the pitcher. Seymour with a good job in the field, puts him out. 2 down.
Best athletes have been our pitchers. Cole Seymour, normally the shortstop. See the defense that he can do. That was hard hit up at him, too.
Sam Santos up to bat. He is the 12th batter in this continuous batting order, but they use that as almost like another leadoff batter. It's his job to turn the batting order over, and he was 2 for 2 against Alaska in their last meeting. Outside corner, 0-2.
I think Sam's asking, I think he thinks he hits the catcher's glove. So they're calling timeout right now to discuss this.
We have seen that called a few times throughout the week. Catcher's interference, and that is a reviewable play. Our home plate umpire, P.J. Schneider, going to take a look at that.
It's a really late swing, so it would make sense. Sometimes the bat gets dragged behind. Hard to tell. I'm thinking, though, just because Santos said I hit his glove, that he did. This is when I wish you could just get Dammerall, the hitter and the catcher, just be like, okay, what really happened? Like, just tell us.
Because it is odd that he would just say that. Yeah, you're right. In that situation,
especially because he fouled it off. He didn't get out. It's just like, I hit the catcher's glove.
I love that shot we just showed of the players congregating. But here's the play. Does the bat hit Dammerall's glove? I don't see it, but that means nothing. So here's the beauty of Little League Baseball. Look at the height differential between that crowd out there. All those kids basically the same age. Best buddies. They're going to remember this experience the rest of their lives.
Yeah, Ollie and James, that's Little League in a nutshell at this age, right? Number 17 and the catcher. Although you see it actually at the major league level. Anytime you see Jose Altuve standing next to Aaron Judge, you're like, this is why this sport is so awesome. It doesn't matter what size you are. You can play the game.
I love it. Dammerall's close to 6 feet. Ollie Owens is not 5 feet tall. Coach Shuey waiting for the ruling on this. Coach Shuey was a top-level defensive catcher when he was in college, and he is an excellent teacher of that position. I think we're going to have a decision here. There was no catcher interference, and it's ruled a foul ball. Coach Shuey, I mentioned the defensive catcher. He played at University of Washington, and the University of Washington is very proud of this team. Best of luck, Dog alum Christian Shuey and his Seattle team as they play. So the Huskies are watching this game along with the rest of Seattle. Over to second, McDonald bobbles it, gets past the first baseman, McDonald, and the runner safely on. Santos.
McDonald did a good job of just trying to stay with this ball. But when he flips around and tries to throw the ball quickly, it comes rifling. The first baseman, Kyler McDonald, a tough play to be able to make. Thinking they'll probably give that an E4.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's scored. Interesting because you have McDonald and McDonald next to each other in that infield. Now here's Nolan Chang, the leadoff hitter, and this means that Washington has already batted around his second plate appearance. Got that single to start the game. Chang's brother Spencer, an all-star, a little bit older than him. He's 14 years of age. Oh, good pitch. There's the Chang family, parents Andy and Elizabeth. I don't see Spencer. He's probably chasing down the ice cream guy.
That's a good brother should.
Yeah. I know these kids are going to Williamsport, one of these teams. Heard they have some world-class funnel cakes that your boys enjoy, Jess. And
exactly
Chang heading down to first. It's all about the food in Little League.
It's like the fair meets baseball. All the best things.
Gosh, you should put that on a T-shirt, Jess. That's a great little slogan. I love that.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
All the smells, the fun, the laughter, summer.
Kirchhoff jumping on that first pitch, lifts it to center field, and Wilden settles under it, makes the play. So Washington strands two, but Washington still in front, 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. And we welcome you to San Bernardino, a beautiful baseball stadium where history is on the line. Alaska and Washington are competing for that coveted spot in the Little League World Series. It would be a first-time appearance for both, and that has been one of the best players in this region, Jess. Trey Kirchhoff, the pitcher for Washington.
He's already got 5 strikeouts in this one, only through the 2 innings, and 9 strikeouts the last time he faced Alaska. And the biggest thing with him is just the fearlessness to continue to pound the zone. What we're seeing in this game is he's elevating that fastball, throwing the breaking ball off of it. Seasoned vet, he looks like he's pitching like he's 18.
He has struck out the last 4 batters he's faced in this game. Camden Leibus will try to get things going for Alaska. Alaska out of Anchorage, this Washington team from Northeast Seattle. And an easy play over to the second baseman, Sam Santos. There you go.
Utah.
That's
wow,
one way to learn the alphabet.
That's some dedication to I don't even know what. Just put the sunscreen in one spot. How many days does it take to do that?
Yeah, I think it speaks to the weather here in California, yeah. Cal Murphy up to bat, 11-year-old, but with a favorite band like AC/DC, you know he means business. He's just 4 feet 9 inches tall. He just turned 11 last month. A tough little guy right here. Kirchhoff with the pitch. Doesn't get the call. So many of the players on both these teams excel in a lot of different sports, especially being from Seattle and Anchorage. And Murphy is an excellent downhill skier. Count goes full. First time Kirchhoff has had a full count. And Sam Santos with both putouts so far for Washington. Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use the hashtag LLWS. Mason Gardner up to bat. Gardner, he and Damrell, the two biggest players on this team. He's 5'8", 160 pounds, another one of the hockey players for Alaska that has traded in his skates for cleats. That's really impressed me, Jess, how many of these hockey players now are suddenly really good baseball players out here. Their first time playing baseball. Kirchhoff strikes him out. And Kirchhoff is red hot. He has not been scored on the entire week. Washington leading at 5-0, trying to get to the Little League World Series. We're in the shadow of the palm trees, the mountains, history on the line here in the Northwest region. We are down to two teams, Washington and Alaska. Washington has not lost all week. Alaska came through in an elimination game yesterday against Idaho. And we welcome you into our homes, everybody. Hey, I'm Sam Gore along with Jess Mendoza. And Jess, Washington, if you go back to when this whole process started of making the Little League World Series, which is where they hope to go, they've scored over 100 runs and have been putting it on the scoreboard today as well.
Well, Sam, they're an aggressive hitting team. I mean, 26 runs, and now in just two games, a couple innings, and you think of how they've done it. The bottom of their lineup the last time they played Alaska, now we're seeing the core of their lineup, and Owen Luke, who's up to bat right now, is who got it going back in the first.
Yeah, had an RBI scored. Owen Luke. The Big O is what they call him. He keeps things light in the dugout. But here's that run production by this Washington offense. They will swing at a lot of first pitches. Behind in the count, though, here 0-2. And Luke lifts that into shallow infield. Second baseman easily makes the play. Colt MacDonald. What's so funny, Colt? A lot of sibling support in this event. Good concessions here as well, so it's a pretty cool place to hang out.
Get a serious camera she was rocking, too.
I know. I was wondering if she was holding it for someone or if she knows how to use that thing. That was pretty impressive. Larson Eng plays the clarinet in his school band. There she is. She does know how to use it.
Challenge accepted, she said. Know how to use it. Uh-huh. That's awesome. It's crazy, Sam. No one uses cameras anymore as much as they used to. So, like, really, now I give my kids our old digital cameras. I give them to them to go use because everyone uses their phones now.
Aspiring photographer. Look at her. So cute. 1-2 to Eng, 2-2. Eng's an interesting young man. I asked him if you could travel anywhere. His answer was, I would do a European tour learning about the history of the many empires and microstates of the medieval worlds.
That's an answer.
So
some people say Hawaii.
I need him to explain what that means, but it sounds amazing. Oh, he goes down on strikes. Big pitch by Cole Seymour.
Cole Seymour just continues to pump the strike zone, and I just love the way that he locates this fastball. We've seen a few strikeouts looking from this tough Washington team. And you know, they swing the bat a ton, Sam. We've seen this throughout the tournament. So when they're looking at strikes, you know that's a good job of dotting the outside corner.
This is the multi-talented catcher for Washington, Nathan Ehrlichman, an elite level piano player, also really good with the Rubik's Cube. Has a record of solving it in 9.6 seconds, which we both agree is about as long as it takes for us to figure out how we're going to turn it.
Colors.
Outside corner, strike. Washington up 5-0. They got all 5 runs in the bottom of the first. Seymour has stayed on the mound. Winner moves on to Williamsport. It'll be a first-time berth for both of these programs. Full count here, 2 down, bottom of the third. Ehrlichman lifts it into left center. The left fielder, Rocheleau, picks it up and gets it into second, and a stand-up single for Nathan Ehrlichman. Love that little celebration, too.
Look at the fastball location. It's down in the zone, 2 strikes. I love that Nathan Ehrlichman just goes down, drops the barrel to get this. This is not an easy swing or easy pitch to get to. Cole Seymour has been throwing really good pitches, but Washington has been hitting them, and that was a perfect example there.
Nice. He's going to have a courtesy runner come in for him. There's Levi Robinson, the manager for Alaska.
You want to give it a go? Sure, or yes, sir. Hey, just throw strikes. We're going to get a ground ball, get the scout. Hey, I need you to be a brick wall back there. You hear me? All right.
Larson is the courtesy runner that'll be on first. That was the fourth hit, Jess, that they've had with 2 outs tonight. And Washington, you just cannot ever take this batting order for granted.
No, because we've seen it spread throughout. That's the most impressive thing I've seen from this team, is it's not just 2 or 3 players like we see, right, Sam? A lot of teams, it's like, okay, this is the part of the lineup that scores runs. A lot of times everyone else is putting the ball in play. But we've seen big hitters 1 through 12.
Matthew Fisher, swing and miss, 1-1. Fisher can pitch for this team as well. He's 2 for 4 so far this week. Lifts that into right field, and going back almost to the track is Robinson, who makes the catch. So Seymour gets out of trouble. No more runs for Washington, but Washington up 5-0 as everyone trying to get to Williamsport.
That's it, a no-hitter for Hawaii. Their first ever at the Little League World Series.
In his bio, I hit dingers for breakfast.
Sakamoto, center field, way back. It's a grand slam. Hawaii wins the World Championship again. One of the most dominant performances we have ever seen in Williamsport.
Well, here are the tickets punched so far. A lot of these American teams starting to punch the tickets today. Needville, Texas is in, Nolensville, Tennessee, New Albany, Ohio, and just before us, Gray, Maine, joining the international group. And I know you're going to be there, Jess. What are your thoughts so far on all these tickets being punched?
How about Cuba for the first time ever? I mean that fires me up right there. I cannot wait to see them, meet them, talk to them, be around the international. That is what makes the Little League World Series, I feel like, the absolute best. As much as we talk about all the teams from the U.S. and how beautiful that is, you mix them in the dorms with everyone else. Those are where the stories happen, is language barriers, but through baseball, they're all playing wiffle ball together, video games, having fun. I love Williamsport because of all the international teams.
We'll have a new champion this year as defending champ Hawaii was eliminated in the West region yesterday. And for these two teams specifically, Alaska and Washington, it'll be a first-time appearance for whoever wins. This is Jaden Wilden, the center fielder, youngest player on this team at 10 years of age, but pretty good basketball player from what we're told. His favorite athlete of all time, Michael Jordan. J Money. That's what Mom calls him. And Wilden goes down swinging. It gives me a chance to remind you that the excitement of the World Series can be downloaded in the new Little League World Series app. Fans can view schedules, watch highlights, and plan their experience using the official Little League World Series app. Download today for Apple and Android devices. And it's not just about the baseball in Williamsport. It is an event, a destination. And if you've never been, I mean, that's what the guy's doing right there. He's on the app planning his trip. Ollie Owens, the rock-solid 4'9" third baseman for Alaska. Big Chicago Cubs fan. Likes all the Chicago teams, actually. So in his questionnaire, Jess, he said he used to speak German. How did he used to speak it?
He's
I don't get that.
He was probably
Foul
fluent
ball.
when he was a baby, like all of us, right? I mean, that's kind of what's coming out.
Yeah.
9 months
Yeah.
old, it's definitely got a German accent going. And then, you know, as he got older, just straight English from then on.
His mom, Deirdre, an accountant with younger brother Otis over there. She looks very relaxed, right?
That was stress mom right there. I feel you, girl. Watching my boys play. Yep. Yeah. Can't sit still. Sweaty palms. You got your other son trying to like talk to you. Yeah. That was the. Do not mess with me right now. Your brother is up to bat.
Otis is rocking the Kirk Cousins chains there. Owens with the single, and that'll make Mom happy. Nice piece of hitting there by Ollie Owens. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, Mom, that's right. That was all you. I love Ollie Owens, by the way. 2 hits already in this game. Going down and getting this one. 2 strikes. Beautiful swing. I don't care 4'9" or 6 feet tall. That is a beautiful looking swing, and he is 2 for 2 in this one.
Ollie Owens is the only player in the game with 2 hits tonight, and he had not had a hit coming in. Now remember, this team came through the elimination game yesterday against Idaho. This is their 4th game. Colt MacDonald up to bat now. We've asked the players to give us jokes this week. We found a lot of comedy gold. His was, I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me.
I saw some of the jokes you had told, or I guess that they have been telling that you've been repeating.
Yeah.
And I took my kids for ice cream. They had like dad jokes up on the wall, and the pterodactyl one.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Nice play by the shortstop. And tried to go back to first. And doubled him up. Yeah, he left early. It's a double play. An incredible heads-up play by Larson Ng, the shortstop, gets the double play and gets out of the inning. Always sisters supporting their brothers. And speaking of the sisters, the Little League World Softball Series. I was watching this all day today. I watched that North Carolina-Texas game earlier. And there is some fantastic softball being played in Greenville, North Carolina, isn't there, Jess?
Yeah, 2 teams from North Carolina. You are in heaven. Athletes Unlimited was rocking it last night. A doubleheader. The pros with the young girls. It was one of the most magical things. First time that has happened. We see it the Baseball World Series, the Nats and the Phillies, but pretty cool to see on the softball side.
So Big James Damrell, they call him Brother Bear. He is pitching for the first time this week. And he's going up against Brett Taylor. Cole Seymour had been on the mound for Alaska. So this is our first look at Damrell on the mound. And he is quite an imposing figure coming at you. And blows that one right by Brett Taylor. 2 strikes right away.
I like the deep breath that he takes before throwing the first. And you're right, not having thrown a baseball in a game in over a week. And he just pumps the strike to him back to back.
Taylor jumps on that one, but Cleto Brito is there to make the out. Brito is the pitcher of the day yesterday for the Alaska team in the win against Idaho. Some of the best hair in Little League Baseball.
I'm going, it's the best.
The best?
Yeah, I got that as number 1. And we've seen some awesome flows, but that one takes the cake.
It's the manager's son, Brooks Shuey. And Brooks has one of my favorite jokes of the week. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. His words, not mine. And Shuey off the hands, 0-2. We also asked players, I don't know if Dad knew he told us that joke, but we asked him what they'd do if they won the lottery. He said he'd buy a mansion, some sports cars, and spend the rest on Dairy Queen. And he has just gone down on strikes.
That is a dream for, I think, any of these kids.
It's a lot of Dairy Queen.
Yeah, that's what they would live off of. Anyone, when I leave my kids alone with my husband, that's all that's happening.
A few ice cream sandwiches.
Can we mix in some veggies or protein? No, okay, sorry, my bad. French fries, sure.
Not at the baseball game. Rylan Jackson up to bat. 2 outs. Good outing here for Damrell. This is going to go over to the second baseman, and McDonald makes the play. 3 up, 3 down. So Damrell comes in and looks impressive. 9 pitches is all he had to throw, but they have got to get the bats going. Well, a reminder coming up after baseball. We'll throw it to Sports Center. Some of the stories they'll be covering tonight. The Texans-Patriots game, C.J. Stroud's debut, and Baltimore Orioles. Do they avoid the sweep? And one of the best stories of the day, of course, all the devastation happening in Hawaii has broken our hearts. They are in our thoughts and prayers. And Colin Morikawa, the golfer, has pledged $1,000 for every birdie he gets on tour to give to relief on the island of Maui, which has just been decimated by those fires. And we said so long to the Hawaii baseball team in the West region here on this field last night. And our hearts were heavy to see them lose in this tournament, but also just because of the unbelievable tragedy happening there. And if you're watching from Hawaii, we are with you here on the mainland. Cleto Brito up to bat for Alaska. Alaska's got to get the offense going, Jess.
Yeah, and this is where it starts, too. Cleto Brito has been a big hitter for this offense, and now you get into the thick part of the lineup, the big bats. And you think about it, Washington putting up those 5 runs early, but their bats have gotten quiet. And for Alaska, they've already gotten more hits in this game in the first inning than they did in the entire last game against Washington.
Still, Kirchhoff has not allowed anyone to score on him since he got to San Bernardino. That was his 8th strikeout you just saw.
It's been the high heat, and just watch him go upstairs with the fastball. He already throws the ball hard, but when you get it up in the zone, it's really hard to be able to meet it. And you see the reactions there, and look at the numbers, too. 58 total pitches, 44 have been strikes. Just lighten it up, attacking these Alaska hitters.
Cole Seymour goes after the first pitch and is rewarded. That's going to be extra bases. Seymour heading to second. He'll make the turn going to third. And he slides into third with the triple.
Aggressiveness, too. You see this pitch just kind of inside out. It pokes it right down down the line, just stays even over the bag, gets into that hole, it kind of sticks there a little bit, and the base running for Cole Seymour make it all the way to third base. The biggest hit so far of the tournament for Alaska.
He is 2 for 2 tonight. He's jumped on the first pitch each time. And the current pitcher, Damrell, up to bat now, trying to get Cole Seymour across the plate to give Alaska their first run. Damrell hit a home run in Game 1 against Idaho. Hasn't gotten a hit since. Struck out in his first appearance tonight against Kirchhoff.
Hit a home run when he connects, it goes. In fact, the only home runs of the tournament have come from this Alaska team.
He's another one of the hockey players. Washington Capitals, his favorite team. Alex Ovechkin, his favorite athlete. You know, he said his special talent is telling jokes, but he didn't put a joke on his questionnaire. I was a little disappointed in that.
He doesn't want to give away his best stuff.
He's on strike. Outside. 1-2, Kirchhoff. Really, first adversity he's faced with the runner on third base. And Damrell hits it hard, right to the third baseman, Taylor. But the run scores.
Get a run.
Seymour.
Finally, Alaska on the board. And look how hot, too, the hands of. This ball was hit really hard. Brett Taylor, a beautiful job fielding this, getting it over to first base. But for Alaska to win, they were kind of trying to get rid of the goose egg, that zero that's been on the board against Washington. Now they've broken through.
Kyler McDaniel goes after the first pitch, and Kirchhoff is there to scoop it up. But Alaska clinging to hope here as we are in the fifth inning with a spot in the Little League World Series on the line. We are less than a week away from the start of the Little League World Series, which is all about 2,591 miles from San Bernardino. One of these two teams will be representing the Northwest region in Williamsport next week. Alaska, or will it be Washington? Washington leading this game right now 5-1. As time running out on Alaska, but obviously still with the opportunity to make up this 4-run deficit. You know, Jess, in terms of the Little League World Series, what do you think is the most surprising thing the teams find when they get there? Maybe not just with the baseball, but just the overall atmosphere and event.
I think all the gear they show up, but it is like Christmas times 3 million. And
Shumway hits it off of Brito. We'll see how they score it, but Shumway's going to head down to first. And Washington trying to get a rally started here for some insurance.
Seen a lot of hard hit balls, and Shumway doing a nice job getting around this right to Cleto Brito. They're going to give that one an error. Kind of see him go back on his heels when it's hit that hard. The ball just eats you up.
And a strike coming right back for Damrell. Campbell Foster, again, he's the talented quarterback. Grew 6 inches since last season, gets hit by Damrell. So now 2 on for Washington here in the bottom of the 5th. First batter hit tonight. And you can feel the energy amping up here. Foster shakes it off. Here's Sam Santos. Santos, the last batter, the 12th batter in this continuous batting order.
Nice job behind the plate. Kyler McDonald using his whole body to keep the runners from advancing.
It may not have surprised you at all, Jess, but I've been so impressed by the quality of the catching this week in all of these, on all these teams. That's inside, gets away from the catcher, McDonald.
And this is a tough play just because of the sacrifice that's being shown in front of the catcher's eyes. But I'm with you, Sam.
Advance.
We have seen some really good plays by the catchers.
Right now, a tough spot here for Damrell and Alaska. Runners have moved down to second and third. No outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Washington already up 5-1. That gets away from McDonald again. Damrell coming to try to cover home, but safe. And another run for Washington. Shumway gets across home plate. Got a little shaken up there.
Now the throw comes in hot from Kyler McDonald. He seemed a good job of getting this. Throws it right. Looks like it might have nicked his head, actually, with the tag. That's why you wear a helmet. That's why the helmet's there.
So the leadoff hitter, Chang, takes a strike. That's the second pass ball of this inning, and Washington has scored a run off of it. 6-1. Washington in front now, deep in this game. Chang has reached in both previous appearances tonight. He got a single, scored a run, and then drew a walk. First player tonight to get a third at bat. Chang, favorite food, lobster. That'd be a good way to celebrate going to Williamsport. Good cut.
I'm still a fan of the salmon pesto pasta. I was like,
yeah,
yes. Dinner time on the West Coast right now.
A lot of salmon lovers, as you might imagine, between these two teams, Alaska and Washington.
Get it fresh.
Big swing and a good pitch by Damrell to get him to strike out. So Damrell comes back, gets one down.
The arm side run on this one, and this was a good team effort between McDonald catching this after the foul tip, but watch the run on this pitch, just nasty away from what we've seen from Nolan Ching, the batter. He makes contact with everything, just shows you how dirty that pitch is.
Runner still second and third, one out. Washington threatening. Kirchhoff tags it into left center. That should score both base runners. And Kirchhoff, with 2 RBIs, extends it to a triple. He's going home. Kirchhoff will cross home. And Washington blowing this game wide open.
Kirchhoff does a great job jumping on the first pitch, getting this ball into the gap, scores 2 easily. And then the aggressive base running coming all the way around to third base. Throw gets away, similar to what we saw back in the first inning with Owen Luke. It's a triple with an E6.
Owen Luke puts another one out near the fence. And the Washington bats are red hot. Owen Luke, a stand-up double to follow that triple.
Both first pitch swinging, too. And that's Washington. The offense that we've seen now in 3 games is they don't like to take a whole lot of pitches. They will come at you swinging, especially early in the count, and you can see why. They put bat on ball pretty easily. That's 2 shots now into the gap back-to-back.
They had scored 21 runs coming in and 9 tonight.
Last inning. Came out through strikes this inning. We didn't back you up as best as we could, but I need you on defense now, okay? I'm going to have Colt come in. You're going to go to third, okay? Colt.
No, Colt.
Colt. Ollie. Brant. Hey, I need you to throw strikes. Get us out of here, all right? I got Mason coming in the outfield, too, so... All right. Hey, you got this. I got a bunch of changes. I'll follow you.
So Colt McDonald will be the pitcher. Dameral's going to go to third, and Washington trying to run rule Alaska. The Little League Baseball Regionals on ESPN are brought to you by One Key. Rewards on any way you travel. And speaking of traveling, Washington is hoping they're going to be traveling to Williamsport. Alaska still with a chance as we are in the bottom of the fifth. That's the new pitcher, Colt McDonald. We've only seen him in one inning this week, Jess.
Yeah, no, he's already faced this team, and you can see kind of the body language, the team feeling like they're on their heels, but making this pitch change, trying to keep the Washington Pats at bay, ask their chance to pick up the bat, especially because they scored their first run against them last inning.
Well, the other story to look out for here, it is 9-1, and in Little League Baseball, if you're leading by 10 runs at this point in the game is over. So right now, Washington, if they can put 2 more runs on the board, this game would be over. They could walk it off and head to Williamsport. Larson Eng, one of their most dangerous up now. He's typically the shortstop. Struck out in both appearances so far tonight. McDonald getting ready for his first pitch in this tense situation. Bottom of the fifth, runner on second, 1 out. And he hits Eng, so now 2 on. It's got to be tough to come in this situation. McDonald on the mound for the first time, just second time he's pitched this entire week.
Well, especially when you see what these bats can do. So you get nervous about throwing it over the middle part of the plate. So you see the first pitch hits Eng.
Ehrlichman singled when he was up at the last at bat. This is inside. Ehrlichman getting out of the way of that. McDonald settling down. Fires a strike. That feels good. Colt McDonald had been at second base, now pitching. A little low. Oh, this Alaska team, they didn't get to start All-Stars until late May, and they played All-Stars longer than their regular season because it was an unseasonably cold and snowy winter in Alaska. In fact, they had snow on the last day of school for these Alaska kids back in May. And I've just been amazed.
They didn't get on the field till May 17th. Played less regular season games than they did All-Star games.
It has just been amazing what they've accomplished and the journey they've been on to make it here. And now making this region final for the first time. The Diamond West Little League out of Anchorage, Alaska. A lot of snow up in Anchorage. How about this snowfall, Jess?
Oh, my goodness. Holy smokes. No, since 1955, last year. 114 inches.
McDonald gets the strikeout. That'll make him settle down a little bit. So I mentioned the last day of school. Coach Robinson sent us this video that he shot on the last day of school. This is May 3rd, folks, in Anchorage.
I love that they don't get a ride to school either. It's like, no, we biking this. It's what we're used to.
Now Damerel gets the put out from third. Hold on. I think they may be saying it's a foul ball.
Probably a dead ball off his foot. That's what
okay.
Matthew Fisher is trying to point to his foot. We saw this happen earlier, and they called it back. And especially because Fisher didn't even want to run. He was like, no, that hit my foot.
So manager Christian Shuey, he's been guiding this team for a while. Here's the play. Batter is Fisher, and yeah, it hit his foot.
What's that?
If this is foul, it's less than
You mean the coaching run for the, yeah.
Coach Shuey patiently waiting this decision. It's a very fit team as we take another look at the batter, Fisher, and the question is, did it hit his foot? We think it did, right, Jess?
Yeah, just mostly on the reaction. I think it hits the ground first and then comes up and hits his toe, which makes the ball dead. But remember, this is important just for the fact of Washington. You heard the players just talking about it. They've got 2 runners on base, and a base hit possibly can win this game.
They're up 9-1 now here in the bottom of the 5th. Coach Shuey, a dentist in Bellevue, Washington. Here's the run rule for confirmation. 10 runs after 4 innings is the situation we would be in here. And since they are the home team, the game would be over if they can lead by 10 here in the bottom of the 5th. The call on the field was a fair ball. They didn't see it hit his foot. And let's see if they picked up what we saw.
Foul!
And it's a foul ball. Just what we thought. And here's another look.
I think it hits the dirt, comes up, hits the toe. Yeah, and the biggest thing is the reaction. I mean, Matt Fisher doesn't even start to go to first base.
So Fisher back in the batter's box. The drama continues. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. 1-1. Fisher singled in his first at bat tonight. Crushes this one. A walk-off home run to go to the Little League World Series. The things dreams are made of. Matthew Fisher will never buy another dinner in Seattle. What a finish. Matthew Fisher walks it off with a 3-run home run.
After the overturn of the call, Matthew Fisher's like, I want another chance. This is why. Comes inside. How about he knew it? Straight off of the contact. Flips the bat a little bit. Hand in the air. I love it. The walk-off home run for what puts a major exclamation point for this Seattle team. Over 30 runs scored in the 3 games that they've played.
A storybook finish. And a disappointing end to the Alaska season, but what a season for Alaska. But Matthew Fisher has just sent his team to the Little League World Series for the first time in history. It'll be Washington moving on to Williamsport.
Well, it's been a magical week for this Seattle Washington team, and they put a huge, huge highlight at the end of this game that they win 12-1, 10 hits against Alaska, and it came down to Matt Fisher. Huge hit. In fact, the first home run for Washington this entire week, and it's the biggest one to put them to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. A 3-run shot on a pitch inside, way out past the bushes. San Bernardino, California. One of the biggest hits he'll remember for the rest of his life. But this Washington team scoring 33 runs total in the 3 games they played.
So Washington, in a storybook finish, is heading to the Little League World Series with tremendous momentum and a lifetime of memories for my Hall of Fame partner, Jess Mendoza, and the rest of our hardworking crew. I'm Sam Gore with the honor of saying so long from San Bernardino. Washington is moving on to the Little League World Series.